Okay.
All right, welcome to Miami's podcast. I'm your host, Brian Driggs, and today's guest is Ronnie Eith, who is the owner of Boost TV. He has 4 decades on the executive level in the mortgage business. He's the owner of Miami's first and only true streaming TV network. He's a two-time Emmy nominee and the proud dad of Opa.
Yeah. Well, I'm a proud dad of two sons, and then I have two grandchildren, and they call me Opa. That's I'm from New York. That's my family's of, Germanic heritage. So the
I love it.
grandparents in the families are called Oma and Opa. So I'm
I
a
love it.
very
I love
proud
it.
Opa.
Dude, you look good for being a grandpa, man. Keep
Hey
it up.
man,
Whatever you're
if
doing.
you want to talk, we could talk a lot about peptides because peptides have been magic.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, man, tell me a little bit about Boost TV and what you're doing and how this started.
So yeah, I mean, I love talking about Boost TV because it's not only my main business right now, but it's also my passion project. You know, when you're a kid and you're in school and you're in like second grade and they ask like, "What do you want to be?" And I said, "Oh, I want to make movies." And they were like, "Ha ha 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 ha!" Like you're gonna go into the business world like everybody else, or go become a cop or a fireman. And I guess about 7 or 8 years ago, I started doing Facebook Lives, and it just turned into this, reignited this passion that I had when I was younger. But then I started playing sports, I started getting involved in other things, and I couldn't do theater, and I couldn't do a lot of things that I had wanted to do when I was younger. And then like a light bulb went off in my head, just saying, "Hey, this is what you want to do. Go do it." Quit my job. I was an executive at Citibank. Quit my job. Came down to Miami 2012 working for Citibank. Quit my job and said I'm going into this full time. And then when COVID hit, that's when I just locked myself in front of the computer for like 3 or 4 days, figured out how to code and how to code my own streaming network, and that's it. It's been nothing but one evolution of business after another after another. It's been amazing.
Dude, that's awesome. That's awesome. Now, what was it like leaving your job to chase this dream job that you've had? I mean, did your friends, family, coworkers think you were crazy?
I still remember my son now who has the two kids, and he has a great career in the NYPD. I remember him saying to me, "Dad, why would you leave a job that you're making like over $300,000 a year at, and you don't even work? You hang out on the computer all day." And I said, I just feel like I have so much else to do. And if I don't do it now, it's going to, I don't want to turn around and be 60 years old and say, I should have done this. I got the gold watch. I have a great retirement package. But so, it was one of those things where it was just kind of crazy, that I just walked away from it like that.
Good for you, though, because I feel like that's the decisions you look back on in your life and you're
Hmm.
like, yeah, I chased where my heart had a fire for instead of just staying there in that one job forever and looking back like, oh, what if I did try this at one point?
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. And look, at the end of the day, I've made money doing what I'm doing now. I haven't made as much as I had in the past, but what I've developed is so special and so spectacular that last year we brought on a $100,000 investor, and right now we have a letter of intent for over $2 million. So people that are in like the broadcasting and the streaming business and the media business, they look at what I've built and how I've leveraged AI to really customize this platform. And now it's to the point where now we're white labeling the platform where, all right, you can either come onto our platform, upload your videos, lickety split, super easy peasy, and within 5 minutes you're streaming on all the streaming platforms, or for a fee, we'll white label our platform, put your labels onto it, put your logos onto it, give you your own database so you own all the content and you could push it out wherever you want to push it out. And we made it easier than doing a YouTube upload. It's crazy how we've created this. It's mind-blowingly crazy.
That's awesome. So for our listeners, kind of explain exactly what Boost TV is
Hmm.
and what it is for the local community.
Sure. So Boost TV is Miami's only streaming TV platform. We're a lifestyle channel. So we aggregate content. So we take other people's content, we put it onto the platform, and then it automatically streams out onto Roku, Amazon, Google TV, Apple TV, etc. And then we allow the content creators the ability to monetize their content way more than they could if they were just putting it onto like social media or YouTube. So we're kind of I don't even want to use the word Netflix, but anybody that I show the platform to, they're like, yeah, it looks pretty much just like Netflix.
Oh, that's awesome. And it's local to Miami?
It's local to Miami, although we're starting to get a lot of traction from other people because what we've seen happen is there were other big distribution platforms that have basically cut it off. They've basically said, we have enough content because as you you hit maximum velocity, it costs a lot then to store the content and on your databases. So yeah, it's because we're newer, we're getting a lot of fallout from these other places. Or, you know, there are so many content creators right now that a lot of these bigger distribution platforms, they don't even want to talk to anybody that hasn't had anything distributed on any of the big platforms, you know. So
Okay.
we're kind of like that segue in between, and so that's part of the reason why we're very happy about the letter of intent to really expand because that'll allow us to really acquire a lot of proven content, like content that you've seen on HDTV or Bravo, albeit not first runs, but stuff that was on there 2 or 3 years ago, we'll be able to acquire it. Plus, movies that have come out in the past 5 to 10 years.
Dude, that's awesome. How
Yeah,
creative for you
yeah.
to, like, now, was this the vision from the very beginning, or has this evolved into this, what it is today?
In the beginning, I kind of lost my way. In the beginning, the vision was to become an aggregator, and you get so you just like what can I do to make money right now? So we started doing a lot more production, but production takes a lot of time. You know it. You're in the business.
Yeah.
It takes a lot
Yeah.
of time and whatever. So basically, what we've done is we've created a media website that not only has our streaming platform on it, but also kind of functions as think of it as TMZ or Fox or CNN or they all have their streaming platform, but then they have almost like a news site. So on our news site, we put out a lot of lifestyle content, a lot of food, fashion, fitness, real estate, things like that. And what we've created is amazing. Is we've created this amazing link where people can go in, and what we've been doing is everybody that we're doing it for, they're ending up on page one of Google. So if somebody Googles your name, it ends up on page one. If somebody, Googles Miami's podcast, it'll end up on page one. I'll send you the free link after we're done.
Yeah.
And what we're seeing is that, it's only like $400 to do it, but the value of it, right? So if you're a realtor, if you're a small business owner, if you're whatever, the way that we've established it is it's very easy for you to organically come up. It's one thing for you to pat yourself on the back and say, oh, we're Miami's podcast, we're this, we're that. But when you have a website that is completely unrelated to your business and you have a published article on there, and the way that because everything's written using OpenAI and Google and Nano Banana, we're embedding a lot of the metadata and a lot of the secrets into the back end of all of the pictures and videos. So it's getting cataloged on OpenAI and on Google, and that's how we're ending up on page one. It's really, 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 in addition to that, because we're getting cataloged, then Google then keeps on reading the article over and over, and then is taking all the keywords out. So if somebody looks for Brian Driggs, Miami's podcast, it'll show up, within a week, it'll show up on page one, which is what you want. You want,
Yeah. Yeah.
you want people when they Google you that you show up and that you have some credibility outside of your own content that you're putting out.
Right. Right. Yeah. Nobody really cares how great you say you are.
No.
It's what's the internet saying about you? I love
Right.
that.
Yeah.
So how many how many visitors or how many viewers are you guys getting right now?
It's funny because I'm like a slave to it because I'm always looking at
Of course.
I'm always looking at the
Wake up in the
website,
morning and check it.
But it's great because, like, for example, today I sent out a bunch of proposals, one to the city of Miami Beach and to everybody that's affiliated with the marketing team and whatnot. And it's great because I can go right in and I go and I look at everything and I'm like, oh, hey, how many people do it? Oh, that's that IP address. Looking on the map, oh, it's right there at City Hall. So, I mean, it's even crazy. Like right now, it's 17:04 p.m. We just had somebody at City Hall in Miami Beach looking at the website, which is great
That's
because
awesome.
it means that they're clicking on everything. So then
Yeah.
I marry that up to my CRM. But to answer your question, this month we've had 10,921 page views.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I mean, I think that's pretty good for, we're trying to go as organic as possible, without doing like any kind of Google paid outreach or SEO or, social media ads. So to get, 10,000 a month, and that's pretty much what we've been averaging. To get about 10,000 a month organically, I think that's pretty good.
That is good. That's it. That is
Yeah.
good. I'm in the SEO world, so that is really
Okay.
good.
hmm
Keep it up. Now, what's your vision for this over the next 5 and 10 years? Where do you see it going?
Yeah. So just full steam ahead, pedal to the metal. We want to open up and part of the reason for the next level of capital coming in is we want to open up a small studio on Lincoln Road. That's where we're based out of. So we want to open up a small studio that we could do like a daily TMZ style show, or like a Gutfeld show, or whatever the CNN show, kind of like a mix between entertainment and news. We want to do that daily. We want to do a Friday and Saturday night comedy show. Maybe have some live music. Just a small venue, like a 50-seat venue that we could build a small stage. Maybe 1,000 square feet, but then have it as our home base for production and for broadcasting, so that we're truly a broadcasting company and not just a company that takes a bunch of videos, downloads it, puts it onto our server, and then puts it out through a CDN. So to us, that's really important to have that. And then also, to cross-post all of that content, all the highlights in, because now we have highlights every single day. Put it out there with content, put it out there onto social media, have that as the hook to bring people in, to get people onto our own platform. Social media is such a necessary evil. You got to do social media, but it's bogus, and
Yeah,
I've seen so many people that built up huge followings and then whoosh,
gone.
they just take it away, or somebody gets jealous and they start reporting your account, and then before you know it, you lose everything.
Yep, yep. You're preaching to the choir here.
Oh yeah.
So let me ask you this then: for the viewer, the person's like, "Hey, I want to I want to watch this. Where can they go to watch this content?"
So you couple of places. First, you can go to our website, because everything's on our website. So we have a streaming link on the main web page that you can go on. You can click, and boom, you go straight out to the right to our streaming platform on the web. So it's web based, and then you can go to Roku or Amazon, and you can just search for Boost TV, and you can download the app, and you're right there. On Google TV and Apple TV, I think that it still just points you back over to Roku and Amazon Fire. So
Perfect.
it's just the way that the streaming apps are.
Yeah, yeah. And let's say I'm a realtor, broker, whatever, and I would like to be featured on your platform. Where do I go?
100%.
Where do I go to
Yes.
get in contact with you?
Just go to the website, and or just just look me up on Instagram, go to the website, or just email me, Ronnie at boosttv.tv. Email me, and I'll set you up, or my assistant Lizzie, she'll set you up as well. And from there, that's it. We've literally become the self-service of the streaming world and of the PR media world, because anybody can self-publish an article, as long as you're not doing something, you're not submitting something ludicrous, or something that's, maybe like, is going to raise some red flags with
Right.
the Department of National Intelligence, or the NSA, or the CIA. But most of the people that are submitting their content, the content that they're submitting is just, it's about them or their business or about an event. So it's been really, really good so far.
And just a local plug here, guys. I know a lot about SEO. It's what I've done for years. If you're a local business, this is a good opportunity to jump on his website, get your business featured in there. That's big for the SEO stuff too. So
Yeah.
highly encourage that. In closing here, could you leave us with one big piece of advice that you've learned in this entrepreneurial journey that you would like to share with someone who might be thinking about quitting their job and starting to chase their dream as well?
Just make sure that you know what you're doing financially. I definitely don't want to see people staying at a job if they're truly not happy. But just financially, make sure that you have a plan, at least 12 months of reserves for all your monthly bills, right? And whatever it's going to cost to launch your business. And don't be afraid to partner with people and give away part of what you're earning, because 100% of zero is zero. But 50% of X amount is still 50%. You still have something there. And
Preach.
I've built a lot of my business by partnering with people and saying, hey, let's just go 50-50 on this. especially the way I like to do things. I like to automate a lot of what we do. So it's easy for me to say, hey, let's just go 50-50. We're, and we'll partner on it, and that's it. It's super simple.
Man, I love that. I love that. Ronnie, thank you so much for your time today, and thank you so much for being on our podcast.
No, 100%. The pleasure is 100% mine. Looking forward to follow up, though, in the future. And if anybody wants to follow me, Instagram at RonnieGTV. And the website is boosttvmedia.com, or you can go to boosttv.tv.